So my name is Chris Polidoro, owner and operator of Shoreline Painting and Drywall. We have an office in Connecticut and one in New York City. We service New York City up through Connecticut, Hamptons, and we will travel worldwide if needed.
Well, first off, my name is Michael Italiano. I am VP Sales and Marketing at Shoreline. I've been with the company for 6 years. Chris talked on the market, but I think Differentiators really is our style, number one. We like to experiment a lot with new technology, and we'll spare no expense. You know, Chris is kind of maniacal that way, and so he's 0 to 100, you know, and I'm going to follow that lead.
Another thing to add to that would be our large team. You know, we're able to get in and out of projects, crazy efficient with manpower and speed and quality, and we've really mastered that. You know, and our quality is second to none. I mean, I bear no expense in our quality. I pretty much look at every finished job myself, or Michael does, or our operations director does, and it's our foundation of our reputation.
Yeah, and just to back on that, really having that large team allows us to staff every project the appropriate way.
Sure. So we have, yeah, I mean, our director of operations kind of runs everything. We have an operations manager as well. So basically the way we're set up is our director of operations manager, 3 field managers, 8 site managers, and then painters. You know, so we do have some laborers, absolutely. You know, basically we're not going to let anybody just come in and start, you know, doing, you know, alkyd and enamel brushwork. You know, they're going to sand first, you know, we'll start them off painting windows and see what they can do. Paint an 8/8 window. How quick can you paint the 8/8 window? And is there paint on the glass? Did you grab a drop cloth? And we'll do this in our shop, you know, when we're looking to, you know, hire somebody. I would like to touch on our facility. So we have a 9,000 square foot facility. We have a full design center. We have a full inventory tracking system. You know, we can also have a client come to our facility in our headquarters and show them 100% solid epoxy floors that are done to the nines. Fine Paints of Europe, you know, perfect high gloss walls in black, white, red. We can show the Venetian plasters. We have a beautiful conference room.
Of course, the specialty finishes that we offer are second to none.
Yeah, we have lime washes, clays, plasters, all over our facility. And you know, so it's different than a painting contractor out of his truck. You know, we've really taken it to the next level. More on the homeowner side, I would say for exterior painting, they're looking to us for color advice. I'm really good with color. I've seen so many, you know, high-end designer and architect projects that we've done, and I have all the, you know, color lists. And Michael actually is doing a full color course now, so I'll let Michael speak on that.
Yeah, just training to be a full-time professional color consultant as well. So we can offer that to our clients as well if they need it. But you know, I think the big thing for me is understanding personal preference, and I want to understand what the client is looking for, what their style is, and then we can do our best to interject with what we think might fit. What colors might go well? We can create a color scheme for them.
Different finishes,
and we can
this
offer
finish. You know, this finish will go well. This might not go so well.
A lot of our high-end clients don't want to micromanage their painters or their servicemen, so they say, "This is what we want, and please deliver this." And that's why we're paying you, and we deliver.
And deliver it timely, and now, and excellent. You know, so we have pretty demanding clients. So in my opinion, I don't think that the cost is egregious, or it's really much more. It's a little bit more than a domestic paint, right? So as we touched on earlier, you know, it might be 10% of the cost of the project, you know, versus using a domestic brand paint, which we do use. You know, you're talking pennies. I mean, it's really not that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. You know, it's the best paint in the world. I've actually toured the factories, Fine Paints Europe factories in Zwolle, Holland. I was there for 2 days. I met all their color chemists, their resins, their binders, everything about how they produce paint is different than domestic brands. So they're not making a paint to fit into a price point, such as some domestic brands do. For instance, they need a gallon that's going to sell at $22.99 in a big box store, and it's food coloring and water. You know, Dutch companies are exact opposite. You know, they're just going to make the best paint, and it sells what it sells for. You know, some of the higher end domestic brands and lines are really not that far off from Fine Paints of Europe's costs. And I think that's a misconception in our field, that Fine Paints of Europe is this costly application. It really only gets costly when it's gloss, and no matter if you're using a domestic brand or or you're using an imported brand, it's still the same amount of surface preparation. So that's where the money is. It has nothing to do with the actual paint. So for us to do a full room in gloss, whether we're using, you know, Fine Paints Europe Holland Brilliant or a domestic brand, is really going to be the same price. You know, they might save a couple $100 not using Fine Paints of Europe, and at that point we really probably wouldn't even do the job because it would look so bad with the domestic brand.